Hello children, this is Grandma Carla, and I am here to read more of The Storm by Cynthia Rylant, one of my favorite authors, and we are on Chapter 8, Children. It did not take long for the brave dog to get his tattered boat upon the water, or to reach the drifting crate. He was, after all, still a very fine sailor. "Hello!" he called as he steered nearer. He could see that the flag was actually a small red shirt on a stick. "Anyone there?" Silence. Gravely, he pulled his boat alongside, expecting the worst. He peered inside. "My goodness," he said, for there, peering back at him, were 3 very young mice. One, in fact, was a baby. All 3 were piled close together. "Are you injured?" asked Siebold. One of the mice, the boy, opened his mouth to speak, but no sound came out. The girl mouse simply stared. The baby was asleep. "Are you lost?" asked Siebold. The boy mouse and the girl mouse nodded vigorously. Siebold extended his paw. "You must come with me, children," he said, "for your situation is very bad." Nodding her head in agreement, the girl mouse reached out for his paw. He lifted her aboard. Then the boy mouse gently handed him the baby. She was so small and light that Siebold barely breathed as he carefully placed her in the lap of the older mouse. "Is the baby your sister?" he asked the girl. "Yes," she nodded. Finally, the boy mouse was on board, still unable to speak. Siebold quickly turned back toward shore. "Thirst has gotten the better of you," he said. "We must get you to fresh water, and fast." When Siebold carried all 3 to shore in his knitted cap, Pandora was there, waiting with a blanket and blessedly a bowl of water. The children drank and drank. The girl mouse made a cup of her hand for the baby. When they had finished drinking, the boy mouse said, quite clearly and solemnly, "Thank you." Siebold and Pandora smiled. They both were, deep down inside themselves, quite delighted. Children! They took the little ones into the cottage and gave them supper. The next morning, the boy mouse and the girl mouse joined Pandora and Siebold at breakfast. The evening before, they had introduced themselves as Whistler and Lila, brother and sister. The baby they introduced as Tiny. "Yes, indeed she is," Pandora had replied. "No, no," Lila had said. "Tiny is her proper name." "Well," Pandora had replied with a smile, "perfect." And now, in early morning, sitting before the warm breakfast in a warm kitchen, Whistler and Lila, still tired, still hungry, were, more than anything, worried. "Tiny is still sleeping," Lila told Pandora and Siebold. "She never sleeps so long." "And she hardly stirred all night," said Whistler. "She always stirs about and gurgles and bubbles, but she is so quiet." Pandora rose immediately to see. She lifted the sleeping baby from the knitted sock on the chair. "This small one has a fever," Pandora said in deep concern. "I believe she is quite ill." Lila gazed at Pandora, and one large tear began to roll down the small mouse's face. Whistler looked at Siebold in distress. "Siebold," said Pandora, "you will need to look after this baby while I go out into the woods. I must find a special branch of willow, and it may take me some time." Siebold nodded and reached out. Pandora gently laid the infant in his big paw. "Keep her cool," said Pandora, "but not cold. A nice low breeze from the window will help, and she needs much water. See if she will drink." Pandora looked kindly at Whistler and Lila. "You have done very well caring for this small child. She is ill from weather and sea, not from want of attention or love." Another tear dropped down Lila's face. "I shall hurry," Pandora said, as taking her woolen shawl, she stepped out of the door. That's the end of Chapter 8, so let's look at the pictures. There they are with the children. They're finding them in the crate. You see, it's just a little red shirt that's flapping in the breeze. And there they were all tucked together, and they're so tired and so thirsty they can't even speak. There, Siebold brings them back to Pandora. He has them in his hat, but she's looking and saying, oh my, they need some help. She gives them a bowl of water. They drink and drink and drink. There, look at the shadow out there. There's little Lila, who's crying because Tiny is sick. That's the end of chapter 8. This is Grandma Carla, and I love you.